Hello and welcome to your weekly psychic forecast for this coming week commencing Monday the 14th of March 2022. We will start with an overview of the week as we always do, then we will take a look at each day individually, and finally there will be a motivational card at the end, so please do stay tuned for that. As always, there are going to be timestamps in the description below so that you can hop back in as you need to throughout the week. Let's dive right in and take a look at the overview for the week. So our cards are number 4, authority. Number 9, fulfillment of wishes. Number 3, the Empress. And lastly, we have tree wisdom from the Fairy Oracle. Okay. So this week's message is actually a bit of tough love. The higher realms are reminding us here that you get what you ask for this week, and in general. And this is very true on a personal level, but also on a much larger national and international level right now too. And this is an incredibly important message. If we want to live in a world of peace and prosperity, then we must find those things within ourselves and take steps to purge the old ego stories about one-upmanship, might is right, and everything worthwhile has to be hard, difficult, and a struggle. The universe is really going to challenge you this week to put your money where your mouth is, and you are advised to consider things carefully before making any decisions, be they big or small. Now, there is the reminder that, of course, it doesn't matter how others perceive you. Virtue signaling is a wasted exercise. Do the thing that you know is right in your heart. We're very much at a crossroads now, and we are due to have another timeline split on the full moon, which falls on Friday. And that will mean that your world will look very different moving forwards, depending on which path you actually choose. Now, I'd remind you, do you want to feel right, important, and vindicated? Or do you want to be happy, at peace, and living in joy? And that's the choice that's being presented to you right now, and that choice is yours to make. If you're feeling unsure, upset, or stressed this week, I would advise to turn to nature. That would be my recommendation. Go outside, fill your lungs with fresh air, ask the fairy realms, the nature spirits to guide you onto the right path that will take you towards peace and real joy. So let's move on to Monday now and have a look at those cards. So Monday's cards, we have the Sacral Chakra, we have the Four of Autumn, and we have Flourish. Okay. So Monday's message is that nothing in nature would actually grow if Mother Nature was mean with her resources. But she isn't. She's very giving and generous with everything that she has. And we are reminded to be giving, loving, and compassionate today. And that may seem difficult when the energy of the day is one that could very easily tempt you into being mean-spirited, small-minded, or miserly. So look out for that on Monday. We can only grow as people when we're prepared to show kindness, compassion, and love to others. Keeping hatred or anger in your heart will ultimately hurt you as well as others. And as we move more and more, into the energies of this coming age of Aquarius, we're reminded of the divine feminine virtues of being giving, helping others, and working together. So this old sort of dog eat dog, me first, I'm right, you're wrong energy of the old age of Pisces is actually leaving now. Although it really is doing its best to hang on by its teeth right now, if you look around in the world. There are plenty of situations around you on Monday to tempt you back into that old paradigm, both on a personal level and also, in the media, you'll see things as well, trying to tempt you back into those old negative thought patterns of hatred, anger, outrage. So try to resist that and see how you can reframe things in your mind instead. Remember, you can't control what other people do or say. Okay, so there's no point being angry saying, this person should do that. Well, you can't make them do that. What can you do about you? You can choose your own thoughts and make your own decisions. So choose very wisely, because we need to keep our energy really clear this week, running up to this timeline split on Friday on the full moon. So if you're enjoying this reading, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because that really helps the channel. And now we will move on to Tuesday. Let's take a look at Tuesday's cards. We have number 19, Light. Always love that card. The Two of Autumn, and Find Balance. Okay. So Tuesday's energy actually encourages us to be a little bit serious than Monday, which is probably going to be a bit of a relief. And the reminder is very much to take some time off, take some time out to play. Wanting to make a positive difference in the world is great, but sometimes you just have to have fun as well. All work and no play isn't very helpful for manifesting joy. Experiencing joy and creating joy is how you manifest more joy. Children very much understand this, and they understand the importance of doing things just for fun. And they have a never-ending stream of more fun ideas that come from that. But when we grow up, the world tells us that fun is limited to evenings and weekends, or at times when it's permitted, or only doing specific activities that are allowed to bring us joy, which is very small-minded and very restrictive on our energy as well. I've said many times before that finding this magical work-life balance that we're all supposed to have when we work full-time is completely impossible in this day and age. If you work 5 days a week and have 2 days off, how do you balance that? That's my question. If I put £2 on this side of the scale, £5 on that side of the scale, that's not going to balance. Okay, obviously not. And there's very much a reason why people are yearning for a new way to live and exist without the awful grind of the day-to-day job habit that most of us have at the moment. The career, which actually keeps us careering in a direction we may not even enjoy, let alone find fulfilling or joyful. Something to think about. So I challenge you this Tuesday to have fun in an authentic and liberated way. Throw the adulting rulebook out of the window and find your joy. So let's move on to Wednesday now and take a look at the cards. Wednesday we have the third eye chakra, the Nine of Summer, and Magical Gateway. Okay. So Wednesday, you may actually find yourself daydreaming of bigger things, and I want to say that it's actually more than a daydream. There's a very powerful energetic potential for change on Wednesday, for change, manifesting wonderful positive changes, even if not quite sure what they're going to be yet. Pay attention to your dreams on Wednesday as well, as you wake up on Wednesday morning and on Wednesday night as well, because our intuition and connection to the higher realms is going to be on fire, so pay attention. This is also a really good day for doing readings, doing psychic work, tuning into your guides, doing mediumship, spell work, prayer, whatever it is that you prefer to do using that energy. The veil feels incredibly thin for Wednesday, and to be honest, it's been thin all year this year, but our connection to the higher power is going to be so potent on Wednesday that I really feel it's worth capitalizing on if you have some time. And at work, you may find yourself feeling restless or doing your day-to-day chores as if, your daily life feels unnecessary or like you'd like to leave it behind. Pay attention to that impulse and actually see where it leads you, because your higher self, your soul, is going to be speaking to you on Wednesday, giving you some better ideas. So let's take a look at Thursday now. Let's look at those cards. For Thursday, we have number 4, the heart chakra, the Ace of Summer, and we have moon energy, which is interesting because this is the day before the full moon, so we're already feeling it. So Thursday this week is all about opening your heart. Or if you don't feel willing or able to actually do that, I feel that the coming full moon is really going to shine a light on that issue. So Thursday brings a real opportunity for new romantic relationships and friendships with people that you really chime with, really resonate with. So look out for who appears on your path today. The energy is really quite gentle on Thursday, and the theme of self-care is highlighted as well. So try to take some time out for TLC, maybe a Reiki session, maybe a nice long relaxing bath, going for a massage. If you're able to schedule something in for yourself, that would be wonderful. You may not get too much work done on Thursday. You might not get much done in any practical manner today. But to be honest, it doesn't matter, because in the grander scheme of things, Thursday is a day to work on the heart chakra, and the love center is actually taking precedence. There's a very devotional feeling coming from Thursday for me as well. So you may be drawn to a place of worship, or perhaps to prayer, to mantra. And if you feel that urge, do go with it and enjoy it, because Thursday's spiritual energies are actually nudging us onto a very loving and peaceful spiritual path. So moving on to Friday, Friday's cards, we have number 8, positive movement forwards, one of my favourite cards. 19, the sun, also another favourite, and healing. Okay. Now, this is the day of the timeline split. This is the day of the full moon. It's going to be big energy. So Friday this week comes in with a huge amount of healing coming down from the higher realms, and also a great hope for the future. It's a big wave of hopeful energy coming in. My guides have actually notified me that, this is the timeline split that we're going to be experiencing. It's going to be 2 or 3 directional. I'm not entirely sure yet. So be very clear about what you want for the future, even if it's, only the very big themes that you can think about. So freedom, joy, happiness, well-being, financial freedom. You don't have to know every last detail. You can just be, keep the very sort of high-level themes in mind. At the same time, I do want to stress that there's nothing to be afraid of with a timeline split. And indeed, great rewards of freedom and a new and joyful life will be possible after today's shift and split. So it's a split and a shift going on at the same time, which is it may be 2 or 3 directional depending on what humanity's doing or what we've decided. So the changes will not be instant, but they are coming. Okay, so plans laid today are likely going to be a success as long as you're including the well-being of others and trying not to step on other people to climb to the top of the heap. As long as these are really heart-centered ideas, community-centered, caring about other people, not trying to get ahead at other people's expense, you're likely to be successful with plans that you start today. You mustn't be looking to dominate, harm, or control anyone, because that's the energy of the old era that we're leaving, and that just won't wash. So community-oriented goals, plans made with real compassion, kindness will stand the test of time, and many people will actually see their own healing journey start to take a leap forward from Friday too. Now, just to warn you, personal healing on a spiritual level doesn't always look pretty. It can feel like your life is literally falling apart and that you're going crazy. But hang on in there, because you have to knock the old house down before you build a new one. And when you knock a house down, it makes a mess. Okay, but it doesn't stay like that. It's just the first step. So now let's take a look at Saturday's cards. We have for Saturday number 16, Disruption, not the best card to see. The 10 of Autumn, and we have Solitude. Okay, so this Saturday actually has rather a tense feel to it, which I suppose is to be expected after the big shifts happening on Friday. But be aware that you may not feel totally comfortable in the new energy after the timeline split. And this could cause some anxiety or some feelings of being alone, frightened, or overwhelmed. So take some time out if you need it on Saturday. If you're sensitive, for example, if you're an empath or psychic, you may need to go into hermit mode, into full self-care mode, withdraw from the world for a few hours, if not the whole weekend, spend time in prayer, meditation, self-healing, light a candle, some incense, allow the spiritual shifts to happen within you in a kind of a space where you're cocooned away from the everyday world. Also, try not to worry about letting other people down on Saturday if you have to do that. If you're not going out with friends or family or taking kids to soccer practice or something, whatever's normally expected of you on a Saturday, just remember your spiritual needs are actually much more important right now. And if you need some time out, take time out. Go easy on yourself on Saturday, and remember that we are all doing a huge amount of work on the inside right now. So let's take a look at Sunday. Sunday's cards, we have Memories of Love. We have the Prince of Spring. And we have Believe in Magic. Lovely. Okay. So, Sunday, phew, we made it. We come to the end of the week with something of a wistful feeling. And there's a sense of looking over old photo albums one last time before you start a new one. So it's like a feeling of ending a chapter and being ready to begin something new. You may feel like you want to spring into action on Sunday and actually start something new, but not everyone's going to feel ready for that. If you don't feel that, don't worry, but some of us definitely will. but it's not quite the moment, and that's going to be the frustration, because I can see there are still some doubts and fears that need to be cleared from the energetic system of the world. So those of us ready to charge ahead, we're going to have to wait for the energy system to catch up, for people's emotions and feelings to calm down. So today I would ask that you send healing and prayers to the world, to the human race as a whole, because there are huge upgrades happening, and this will really help people's spiritual path enormously. So if I have time, I would actually try and jump on a healing live stream on Sunday, if that's something that you would like me to do. Please do leave me a comment if that's something that you think would be helpful, or that you would like to participate in and receive healing from me. Sunday's energy is very special, so do look out for unexpected miracles and happy news. So that's pretty good. Lastly, we're going to go on to our motivational cards for the week. Let me just grab those for you. These are lovely. This will be worth the wait if you watch to the end to see these. Magical blessings. Inner child. Divination. Look at these beautiful, beautiful cards. What a wonderful message. Beautiful, hopeful energy here. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So this week, as you can see, we have 3 cards for our motivational message, because that's 3 that wanted to come out. And the energy of 3 is quite appropriate here, because 3 is the number of the blueprint, the divine blueprint of life. So although it may seem very much like we're actually getting a kick up the backside from the higher realms this week, and that is technically true, we're still reminded that the answer is always a joyful solution. The answer is not to slog away, making yourself miserable or apologizing to God 10 times a day. The answer is joy. The answer is love. The answer is kindness, compassion, and showing that to yourself as well as to others. So remember, the veil is extremely thin this week. Try to spend time in meditation, in prayer, if you can, and send loving and joyful intentions out to the universe to help us usher in this new era of peace, joy, and contentment. Prayer, meditation, spiritual practice are extremely important this week. Don't underestimate the good that you do when you do those things. Remember, every prayer is heard and answered, no matter how small, how short, or how insignificant you might think it is. So just remember, this is the message coming from these cards. The joyful future is right around the corner right now. It's not far away. But to help it manifest, the fairies remind us that we have to do whatever we can right now to live in joy, to usher that joyful future in. Violence begets violence, but joy begets joy. Okay? And I know which one I want to be bringing more of into the world. So please do remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. That really helps me. Please do share this video with a friend, and I will see you all again soon.